Welcome to the French Newfie. I'm Erin MacDonald. Today I'm going to make shellfish in tin foil. Sounds yummy, right? It actually is, and it's quite simple and elegant. It's great if you're having guests over, which was what happened last week. I made these for some friends that came over, and one of my girlfriends, Michelle, actually said, why don't you make this on the French Newfie? So here we are. So basically, I want to get some aromatics chopped up first that are gonna go into my little tin foil packets. We're gonna start with some coriander, and I really like coriander. It's kind of like an acquired taste. So if you're not fond of it, or if you know some people that are coming over, some of your friends, if you know them well enough that they don't like coriander, maybe mix it up and put a little bit of parsley instead of that. I love it, so that's what I'm using. So off to the side here, I have some chopped tin tomatoes, and I like to use the chopped tin tomatoes because they're really fresh. So I'm just gonna get my cilantro down into the chopped tomatoes. Perfect. Next, I'm going in for a little bit of onion, and I enjoy onion in these packs. As you can see, I'm only doing a little small portion today, and that's because I just want to show you. You can obviously increase your portion depending on how many people are coming and perhaps how hungry they are. So some nice chopped red onion. I'm not going to chop them too fine because for this recipe, I like to actually pick up the onions. The onions are going to be in the tomatoes, so I don't want them to melt away or cook away too much. I actually want to taste the onion inside. So again, just some rough chops of some nice onion. I'm putting everything into this chopped tomatoes, as you see. Okay. Next, I'm going to chop some fiery red chilies, and I really enjoy a lot of heat. I think everybody knows my style. So what I like to do with them is actually cut them on the side for this recipe, and I think they're really pretty. Cut them however you want, but I just think something about cutting them on the bias, on the diagonal, is really nice. So just get a couple of these chilies down. They're really, really hot, so you might want to leave it out again if you know that your friends don't like a lot of heat. So I'm going to put these here for now. And ginger. I want to put some ginger down, but I don't want my friends to bite into that spicy ginger. So I'm going to cut them quite big because they're just going to be aromatics. Obviously, they'll be able to see the ginger, and I don't think anyone's going to pick that up and put it into their mouth, hopefully. So some nice chops of some ginger. And I want some nice wedges and circles, actually, of the lime. So let's get some nice lime. You can use lemon if you want. I like lime. I prefer lime for this recipe. Let's just get some of these. There we go. And now I just want to put a little bit of seasoning into my chopped tomatoes. I have cilantro in there, and I have onions. Just a little bit of salt, not too much. You'll see why. Some cumin. Cumin's really nice and smoky, and I absolutely love cumin for this recipe. Just a little bit, about half a teaspoon. Some soy sauce, and that's why I didn't add too much salt, because soy sauce is very salty. So just a little bit. There you go. Again, around a half a teaspoon. Now, chipotle Tabasco. I really like chipotle peppers. It's nice fiery, but it's also really smoky because it's actually smoked jalapenos. So if you want to use just regular Tabasco, fill your boots, but I like to use this one, the chipotle. So that's around a half a teaspoon as well. I'm using lots of half teaspoons. And Thai sweet chili sauce. I know that this is a condiment in many refrigerators, so I'm going to get the same, around a half a teaspoon. So this would be similar to kind of like maybe a Thai dish. So you have some sweet, some sour, and some heat, and that's what a lot of Thai cooking involves. So that's what I'll go for today. And of course, I'm mixing it all together. So you got the soy sauce and the Thai sweet chili sauce. You make sure that the cumin and the salt and coriander, everything is all mixed up together. There we go. Now it's time to move on to our shellfish. So I have this really thick aluminum foil. You can buy it, it'll tell you it's durable and thick, which I like to use. If you don't have the durable tin foil, you can just overlap it like maybe 2 or 3 times, because it is going to be liquid, and we don't want the liquid to run out all over the barbecue, or in this case I'm actually doing it in the oven so that way I can show you. So take out the aluminum foil. And I want it to be quite long because I'm going to double it over. Even though it is durable, I really don't want all that mess in my oven, so I'm going to double it over just to be safe. All right. So now, there we go. And you have a nice space to put your shellfish. So I'm going to go in with those aromatics. I want to put my shellfish kind of on top of it. So I'm going to go in with some nice ginger, like I said, the big pieces of ginger, just like this. And then I'm going to go in with the nice lime circles. There we go. Really pretty. Now I'm going to go in with my shellfish. So today I've chosen what I had last week when my friends were over, which are clams. Just little tiny clams you pick up. I had them soaking in water, and that's going to help them spit out any sand, and I've just drained them, so that was there. And some nice prawns, so little baby shrimps. You can get so many. Most grocery stores have large, have small. I particularly like the small ones. I think the small ones just they're sweeter. So yeah, you can pick big ones if you want. And if you want to have them deveined and the shells off, I'm sure your fishmonger would do it, or perhaps you'll just buy them like that. I think it's really cute, and I like to keep them whole. So it's all about personal preference, pretty much. I'm gonna get them down right on top of everything. And when they cook, because they're in the foil, the juices are gonna come out. It's gonna be really nice and flavorful. There you go. And now I want to add my little mixture of the tomatoes and the cilantro, or coriander, whatever you want to call it, onions, all of that delicious. It's really flavorful right now. And a little bit of that Thai sweet chili, so you get a little bit of sweet as well. Put that off. And now I'm going to go in with my heat. I really like these chilies. My tolerance for heat is just getting more and more all the time. And lastly, as a little twist, I'm going to add a little bit of silver tequila. And you'd be surprised, it really works well. Tequila, again, is nice and smoky. So this is kind of like, I'd say, a Thai/Mexican dish. So we'll get a little bit of nice silver tequila down into that. There we go, little glass. I'm only going to do around a half a shot of this tequila. Again, if you have a big pack of tin foil, you want to use more and increase your portions, like I said. Around a half a shot of tequila down over that. Wow, you can really smell it. It's really nice. Now we're going to fold it. So you want to try and fold it up so that the liquid's not going to roll. Like this, meet in the middle. Make sure that your ends are closed tightly, and wrap it up like a little package. There we go. Make sure it's sealed, and it's going to be standing up straight, so obviously don't mess around with it. You want to keep it upright. Go all the way around. Try not to poke my nails through the tin foil. And again, make sure that those ends are closed up tightly, and that's going to ensure that everything steams. So because I'm doing it in the oven, my oven is preheated. It's at 375 degrees Fahrenheit. We want it to be hot. These are going to go in for 15 minutes. So I'm going to get that into the oven. There we go. Stand back. It's very hot. All right. And in true new French Newfie fashion, I'm going to be making a cocktail. And you've probably already guessed what the secret ingredient is going to be. It's going to be tequila. So I have my glass here, and I have some ice down inside my little shaker. I'm going to be using tequila, of course, that went into my little packet. And tequila, I think tequila is great all year round, but there's something about tequila in the summertime that is just really nice. It reminds you of being maybe in Mexico. A few of these, you knock a few of these back and you probably will think you're in Mexico. So 2 shots of the silver tequila for this recipe. And because I had some nice lime that I chopped up earlier, I have this piece. And I mean, you don't use this piece a lot, but it's absolutely perfect for this drink. So get a good squeeze of that. It's gonna have some nice sour tartness to the drink. Perfect. And I also have some lemonade. And I like tequila and lemonade. It's almost like if you've had Mike's Hard Lemonade before, but this one is not with vodka, it's with tequila. Let me just get my hands dry a little bit here, or use this paper towel to get that off. Perfect. So, nice bit of my lemonade. And this is lemonade that I just bought at the store, but it's already sweetened. So I'm not using a syrup, it's just store-bought lemonade that's already sweetened. And lastly, actually I'm going to mix that up first. So what I did was I had some leftover watermelon, because watermelons are quite huge. And what I like to do with my leftover watermelons, actually freeze them. So I make them into cubes and I put them into these little baggies into the freezer. And then they're like watermelon ice cubes, because watermelon is mostly made up of water. So it's perfect, and it's gonna be really nice in my drink. So we're gonna give this a nice shake. It gets really cold. Make sure that you get it really cold. But again, those ice cubes, or watermelon ice cubes, are gonna make sure that it's really nice and cold. There we go. And get that down. And I'm gonna take off the top because I want some of those ice cubes. I like ice cubes, a lot of ice in my drinks. Just get that out, there we go. Turn it to the side so I'm not making a huge splash and no more mess than I have to. Oh, it's so delicious. I love the smell of tequila in the summertime. And these are so cute. It really came out well. And I'll get my fingers in there, but it's for my own drinks, so I don't mind my own fingers. Just like that. Really pretty and colorful. It'd also be nice maybe with a sprig of mint or something like that, just to add some other colors and dimensions to it. So there we go, a really nice cocktail that I'm gonna sip on for a couple more minutes, because this has already been in for around 5. It's gonna take around 15 minutes depending on the size of the packet. So when we come back, we'll see what we have in store. Okay, so that's been going for around 15 minutes into my hot preheated oven. I'm gonna get it out. The house smells like tequila, like I'm getting all liquored up here today, and other good things. So I'm gonna take it out and show you. Probably not gonna taste it because this is really hot, so let me just burn my fingers for a minute. There you go. And I'm gonna open it up. You can smell the tomatoes, I can smell the cilantro, I can smell the onions, and look, you can see the steam rising up. It's really beautiful. I typically like to serve it in these packets, and that's how I did it last week. If you want to put it onto a nice platter, you can do that as well. I'm just gonna tear it open so that way you can see everything. And if you do serve it on a plate or a bowl is what I recommend, because there's quite a bit of juice, as you can see, running down through there. Let me just give a couple of these, because the lime is actually on the bottom and you're not going to be able to pick that up and squeeze it right now. So it's probably best to put it here on top, just like that. You can see that these little shrimps are nice and cooked, and the shells of the clams are actually open, which means that they're cooked as well. So there you have it. I'm going to put a little bit of butter down. You know, this is great for a barbecue. I'm telling you, it is a crowd pleaser. And if you happen to have someone who's allergic to shellfish, this recipe would work great for chicken as well. Just substitute the shellfish for chicken, or maybe some salmon or tuna, because it can hold on and stand up to those strong spices. Just probably cook it before you do the shellfish, or handle that to be safe. There you have my shellfish in foil and a beautiful lemonade tequila drink with watermelon ice cubes. I hope that you give it a try this summer and enjoy.